Hi, you guys. So I just wanted to come on and to bring this video. I know it's kind of late, but I'm trying to get this up so I can move on to this Tasha K case. But anyway, Cornelius' other girlfriend pops up on a live with Courtney. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you believe what she's saying or not? Let me know in the comments. Camille, of course, responds with a post, a meme that says the thirst is real. So I don't know. I think it's kind of bad because they were on this Christian interview yesterday with Joshua Dillard, and they were talking how, they are now in a committed relationship and they probably would have to go through pre-counseling before they get engaged. And so to hear stuff like this, to be honest, the two interviews that I've watched of Cornelius, he sounds the same. So I don't know what's true, what's not. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video.
What did they call him?
You went to New York with Cornelius?
Yeah.
Hold on. So the reunion was November 7th. You went to New York like a week or two later.
I was in New York November 19th. And when I first met Cornelius, which is in the last 2 months, this man was single. And he could not explain to me like how the situation was with them. Because he was like, oh, it's production, we just act, it's not real. And, like honestly, it's a situation I've been trying to get away from since the show ended. But I just can't get away. Like I just can't.
Hold on. So wait. He said that the Ages and Stages interview like last week.
Oh, I watched that.
Wait, he said he did the Ages and Stages interview last week, and he sat there and was like, I've been exclusive since. Wait, what? Because I saw a blogger.
Oh my, is that Simone?
I'm sorry, my hand is raised.
Hey, boo.
Oh,
I'm not talking about your show. I'm not talking about your show. I'm not saying that.
Oh no, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's okay, cause Courtney, you didn't even say nothing. I was like, oh my god, did you put her? Like, I'm not talking shit. Like, I'm not being.
Oh no, I don't feel that way. I'm listening. Continue.
Oh, okay. So I mean, from when I met Cornelius, like, cause I do media, entertainment, and things like that. I met him at an event. And I remember like just being like, oh, he's on the show and stuff like that. I never even knew like he had any ties or nothing connections with Camille. Like I didn't even know that was considered to be a relationship. So I'm thinking this black man, is a single black man. He just happened to be on a show. And so we started talking and started, talking about business things. And like, I was like, yeah, I have a lot of people I'm connected to. I can try to get you on some red carpets. I can like introduce you to some people, things like that. And I was like, oh, but if you're in any type of situation, I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or nothing. And he was like, nah, you're fine. So we just started doing,
Wait, so he was insinuating that he was single.
Yes.
He said he was single, or he insinuated it.
From my being and understanding, like this, he's single. Like he told me the show is fake. Like the show is not real. Like it's all production. It's all they put this stuff together. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm just like, okay. Anyway, moving on. And continued on. So we talked every day. We text. That's what I was asking. When was the reunion? Because we would be on the phone till like 6 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, like.
Okay, back up, rewind. So you went to New York.
Yes.
You went to New York with Cornelius. You didn't know he was in a relationship because he told you he was single doing his thing.
The show, yeah, and that the show is not real. Like
after the reunion.
What happened?
You went to New York 2 weeks after the reunion?
I don't know. Like I don't know when, nothing. Like I don't know anything about
November.
When did you go to New York? Sorry,
November,
that's my question.
November 19th of this year.
That was 2 weeks after the reunion. That was a month.
The week before Thanksgiving. The week before Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had raised my hand because that's what I wanted to clarify. because I had recently done an interview with him.
Right.
And for me, one of the things that I sought to clarify was, when did you guys decide to make things be exclusive? And
Okay.
I can't recall. He either said like around September, or he said about a month after filming ended.
Okay.
And so when did y'all start dating?
I mean, like, we were getting to know each other. So
right.
Where New York came in, I was I felt like I was gonna start dating him.
Okay. So y'all took a. So am I correct that y'all took a trip together?
Yes, we went on a 3-day overnight trip, like 3 days in the same room, in the same bed,
in the same. Oh. Were you guys being celibate together? Had you not yet gotten there? Like,
my understanding from Cornelius, like, he only said that he was celibate until he gets to know someone. But Cornelius is definitely having sex.
Got you. What makes you feel that way?
I mean, when I was there with him, we was in the same bed. Like,
okay,
it was popping.
Did you basically, like, did you feel like that was on the table if you wanted to? What is that? I mean,
this is after we were in Times Square. We went to Thoughts of a Colored Man.
That's on Broadway right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Weeks after the reunion. Oh, y'all were together.
Like, I mean, now I just need to know, do y'all think the show is real or fake? Like, is the show real or is the show fake?
Those look just like the pictures I showed little book.
I can speak for myself and some, like, my friends on my season. I mean, it was definitely real for me. I have a whole boyfriend, and we're like very real in our situation.
Yeah. Is the show real? Like, just
it's real. Like,
I just need to know, because I just watched.
Hold on. What makes you ask that? Like, was he telling you, like, oh, the Camille situation is fake?
So you remember the girl Tanika, the ex-girlfriend that he brought on the show?
Uh-huh.
Me and Cornelius go to the same church. And so
is that how y'all met?
No, we met. Remember, we met at the event, but we also do go.
That's right.
So we were at church, and after church, like, I was about to leave. I was like, okay, I'm out. Sometimes, you know, we would go out to eat after church, and so this time he was like, Alex, wait. He was like, I want you to meet somebody. I was like, oh, okay, who? And he was like, and so I turned around, and it was her. So I still didn't recognize who she was. And so he was like, remember, this is Tanika. I was like, Tanika? I was like, oh, the girl that you like, that's your ex-girlfriend on the show? I was like, oh.
Okay, so at that point, that episode had already aired.
Yes, I'm assuming. Yeah, so I was like, okay. And so, because I think he was telling me kind of like, yeah, everybody thinks that wasn't my real girlfriend, but, you know, she really was. So we sat down, we started talking, and laughing and stuff like that. And so she was like, girl, you know, this is just crazy. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so she was like, you know, we've really been praying on this. Like, we've been praying that Cornelius will really be able to get this girl away from him, like, once this show is over. And I guess right now, like, with the show still being on, like, it's, you know, it's just gotten crazier, and we're just kind of concerned about what she may try to do to him if he were to try to, like, cut her off, or, like, you know, try to publicly say he's single, you know, whatever the case is. And I was like, so are they together? Like, am I crazy to, like, be talking to this man or getting to know him? And she's like, no, not at all. You're not crazy. So we left. We went to get food. We went to Focus right here in DC.
Around when was this? Was this like October?
This was after New York. So
after.
Yeah.
So this was November, almost going into December?
Yeah. So we were sitting there, we was talking, and then I just kind of just asked her, like, how she felt about Camille, and she was just like, she's nasty. I don't like her. I don't like the way she greeted me. And so then I'm like, is the show real or fake? Like, I'm so confused. And so
hold on, backtrack, because I'm still trying to figure out this timeline.
Yes.
Cornelius did his interview with Simona Rashid, and she asked him, when were y'all exclusive? They became exclusive in September.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. He either said September or he said like a month after about a month after the show.
show the third week in August. So he said they're exclusive in September. Y'all met in October.
Yeah.
We filmed the reunion November 7th.
Yeah. I'm assuming.
Right.
He was at the reunion.
And you take this New York trip around November, what did you say?
With the 19th, we were there from the 19th through the 21st.
Did y'all, prior to the New York trip, did y'all hang out? Did you get the impression you were dating?
I had the impression that we were definitely attracted to each other.
Okay.
Yeah, for us to be.
Did y'all did you ever go to his house, or did he ever come to your house?
I know we never. The first time we ever stayed the night, and like that was New York. But
got you, the New York trip.
What I was told, like Cornelius was like, I mean, you were a breath of fresh air. Like I didn't know that I would have met you. Like I wish that if I had not gone to the show, he's like, I just wasn't expecting to meet somebody. So, you know, he was like, you're beautiful. I want to be all over you, you know, this, that, and the third. And so I was just like, you know, he was like, but, you know, can you give me some time? Like, can you just wait for me? Like, can you just wait till the show is over? And I'm like, well, what's the wait? Like, I'm like, are you with her? Like, are y'all together? And so he was just like, you know, I'm just trying to still figure things out. Like, I just can't, you know, like just cut her off. Like, I have to let her think that it's ending organically, because if I just dump her, or if I just say I don't want to be with her no more and it's because of you, and then I end up with you, like he was just like, I just want to move right. And so a lot of, like, when I was listening to your interview with him and that whole moving right.
You listen? Okay.
Yeah, listen. Like, I just want to move right. I don't want to do anything wrong. It was like a lot of these things, like he was trying to say to me, like, I just want to move the right way. And my whole thing was like, this man definitely attempted or was ready to attempt to have sex. You know, I didn't let that go down, because it was just like, I didn't know where he was, and I didn't know what was going on. And she had called him a few times while we were in New York, and he had answered it. And I think like her grandfather or her uncle had died or something. Mm-hmm. So he like just wants to talk to me because her grandfather or her uncle passed away.
So is he like, so he was like downplaying whatever they have going on?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So did he ever say, I have a girlfriend, Camille, and I'm only going on this trip with you because, you know, you're going to take me to the Soul Train Awards or whatever?
No, he never said that. The week before we left, he said, this week, I think I'm going to tell Camille that I'm done. Like, I'm going to let her know that I really want to just go our separate ways. And I was like, okay, you know, we'll see how that goes. And he was like, because it's just too much. Like, he even like was like, I want to go to our pastors. He was like, I want to call my pastors. And
because y'all went to the same church.
Yeah, like he wanted to get some guidance on what to do. Like, he really just didn't know how to like shake out of that. Like, he was
what was it about it where he felt like he needed to go to Jesus to get, like, when I want to dump somebody, I'm just like, sorry nigga, it ain't you. Like, I don't know, like, why involve Jesus?
From what Tanika said, she was like, they're concerned about what she may try to do,
as far as like blackmail or something like that,
like go crazy, do some messed up stuff, like, yeah.
Wait, but what once you figured out what was really going on, what was the like icing on the cake for y'all? Why did y'all stop talking? Like,
so what's funny how I found, like, how I kind of found this all out.
And then y'all went to New York at the end of November. What was it? Because he was obviously at the reunion talking to you. So what was it that made him take a step back and be like, I mean, are y'all still talking? Are y'all still communicating?
So that week you did your interview with Little Black Book. And it was a whole debacle. Like, I was on the phone with him. We kind of like, we watched it together for like an hour. And then, so like, I guess you got into something about like some photos or something like that you had like showed him. And he was like, what is she showing him? What is she showing him? And I was like, I don't know. Like, what is she showing him? Like, do I need to know? And he was like, I don't know what she, like, why didn't she call me? Like, why didn't she tell me she was going to do this? So he hangs up the phone, and then I try to call him back, and then he snapped on me. And he was like, didn't I say I was going to call you back? And I was like, okay, bring it down, simmer down just a little bit. It's not the end of the world. So when he came, like when we finally talked, he was like, I have to call Camille. I have to call Camille.
Hold on, pause. What was he mad at, though? What was he mad at?
Yeah, I'm confused.
He was mad, whatever you said on Little Black Book about whatever the pictures were, or that something had happened. And I was like, well, apparently something happened. Or you did something, and I know you did something because you be doing stuff with me.
So I did a little black interview, and he basically asked me, like, about obviously my connections. He was asking me about Corey, and then he asked me about Cornelius, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like I was doing too much. I feel like I was reciprocating the energy, the physical touch. I feel like I was reciprocating it, or if I initiated, it was reciprocated. So I had said that on the black book, and I had showed him a picture. I was like, look, like we took a picture together. Everything's all good. Like I wished him the best. I didn't have no malice towards him or anything, but I think he was probably upset because he didn't want me to say that he was doing more than what he was off camera. But it's like it was like a bad thing. It's okay to say you like somebody, but I feel like he was doing that based off of.
Well, okay, so to sum it up, pretty much,
Yeah.
whatever happened with whatever you happened between y'all off cameras, that I guess you showed or revealed, like he was having it up and like was just so upset, and he was like, I'm calling Camille, and I was like, what you calling her for? Like, what's she gonna do? He was like, she's the only person who understands me right now because she's on the show. And I was just like,
Okay, but why do you sound just like him? Continue.
okay.
Proceed.
So he was like, I'm about to call Camille, and I'll call you back. So he calls Camille, apparently calls me back, and then he was like, see, I talked to Camille. Camille knew exactly who she was. This is exactly why they don't like her. I feel so bad for making her apologize for the Brown Girl Squad thing. I said, wait, what? He was like, I made Camille take down that Instagram page, and I wanted her to call Courtney to apologize for the Brown Girl Squad thing. And I was like, oh, so it was about Courtney. That ain't had nothing to do with no sisterhood, bonding, love, and this, that, and the third. It was all about Courtney, and I guess because she's light skinned.
Okay, so the lawyer in me and the ADD in me just wants to just summarize, make sure I'm following, which is that you guys were dating, if I understand correctly. He was telling you he was single.
Yeah, for sure.
And that anything he had going on with Camille was production based only, not real life. It was not true, and he was trying to figure out a way to get out of it.
Right,
he unsafe.
Trying to, and that he's tried to end it several times.
He's tried to end it several times. Even his ex-girlfriend that came on the show reaffirmed that he had been trying to end it several times, but they didn't know how to do it without her effectively trying to retaliate in some way or drag his name through the mud. Okay, but that was he saying that like once the show was over that you guys could date more openly?
He said if I could just wait for him. He was like, this is really hard for me. I wasn't expecting to meet you. I didn't know I could meet, everything about you is great. Like, you're amazing. He was like, of course, I would want to start something with you. But, it is a little tricky because I'm assuming, like, in her mind, she feels like they're together and they're going to be together and they're going to get married. And I was like, so what, at the end, like, am I going to watch this show and you're going to end up proposing? He was like, no. He was like, no, there will be no proposal. He was like,
right, because this is happening, like you're going through this and you're watching week by week.
Well,
you don't know.
I stopped watching. Like now that I'm like kind of getting the tea on the side and like hearing stuff, I was like, bro, I can't even watch this. And then seeing her, and she is extra. Like she really is over the top. Like, she's a bit much. Like, when she was calling him while we were in New York, it was like she was blowing him up. Like, where you at? Who with?
Do you think she knew you guys were together, or do you think she just knew that he was with a person?
He definitely told her that he was coming up there with me, but he lied to her and said that I was his publicist.
Oh.
Because, again, he was worried about what she might do.
Okay. So, also to clarify.
Like, okay.
So was he saying basically that his situation with her was about his career, or was about
he didn't want to mess up any chances, I guess, if she did something, for him not to get interviews or mess up. Like I know he wants to act. Like we were on the bus for 5 hours, and I swear this man done showed me every photo, every picture, every.
On those pictures that you just
Yeah.
who took
So
those
so you know who took this picture, right?
who took those pictures?
Corey.
I need a shot.
Corey took these photos. Corey was with us.
In New York?
Yeah. Corey took all these.
So New York, did Corey think he had a girlfriend? Or was Corey, do you think
we didn't talk about her. Like it was nothing. She was a non-motherfucking
Our first date is Friday.
That's so exciting. Okay, have you heard of Instant Checkmate?
Members can easily
factor. Put it that way. She wasn't even a factor. Like nobody was thinking about her. No one was concerned about her. Nobody was like nothing. And then I asked Corey because we was playing. We went to Melba's, which is a very famous place in Harlem.
Yeah, I used to live in New York. Familiar. I used to live around this corner from Melba's. Yeah.
So we met Melba and we were sitting there. I remember I was playing with Corey and I was like, Corey, what do you think about me and your brother being together, like dating? And he was like, y'all cute. He was like, I like y'all. He was like, yeah.
So wait a minute, but you said you knew Corey for like buku years. I don't know how many years you said. And Corey never told you that he had a girlfriend?
He was just like, just let him handle it. Pretty much. Like, you're good. Like, just let him.
Okay, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that. The same way, if that was my homegirl, and my homegirl.
Who is she homegirl too? Like, see, so now I'm real confused. Like, I thought she's a character on the show. Is she not a character on the show?
Corey knew the whole
No,
time.
the show is real. It's not characters.
Corey
So,
knew.
so what I hear you saying is you've got the guy that you're interested in who's telling you this other situation isn't real. I just got to deal with it until the end of the show airs. And then you got his castmate who's basically who you've known first.
Yeah.
And much longer, who, if anybody would know the real deal, would know if they were really in a relationship at this point. I'm going to assume that they were. And he didn't tell you while you guys all three. Hold on, why was Corey there?
So since we're going to the Soul Train Awards, I'm trying to help Cornelius like get on like, red carpets and like do events and things like that. We invited Corey and we were like, as long as Corey is up there by 11 o'clock, because we had to get COVID tested in order to get into the show.
Pause. So what I hear you saying is because you were trying to get them into a celebrity event. Is that what I hear you saying?
Easy.
Hold on. Turn the phone silent.
What's that?
What is that?
Scoot it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that a group picture of y'all?
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
At Melba.
Yes. And Corey?
With Melba.
No, that was another friend that we had met that we were.
Okay. But okay. Here's the thing. So
Corey knew the whole time.
Yeah, we were all having a great time. Like we were having the 40/40 club.
I mean,
yeah.
Do you?
Lord, this.
What I know that you're friends with Courtney. How long have you known her? I mean,
baby.
Huh? That's your baby.
Baby, I love you. That's why I was mad. Like a lot of stuff now that I'm like, y'all telling me this is real. It's on site, bro. It's on site.
But but the thing is, it's like the problem is like when everyone in the environment is using it for its true and intentional purpose, like my boyfriend and I, and then you have people who aren't. It just makes it impossible for everyone else to find love. Wouldn't you say, Courtney?
What do you mean?
Absolutely. This is the same thing I was saying from when I did Little Black Books Live. I was like, it's a little shaky, and people were like, "Oh, you're so mad. You're so mad you didn't get him." I was like, "No, I just want people to keep it real. I don't like liars. That's just not how I move at all."
I mean, I know for a fact that Cornelius liked you. He even said it. He told me that he liked you.
Easy. I hate when men hurt my friends. I hate when men lie about stuff. I hate when men move funny because that's not cool. And I hate the fact that he even did you like that. That's whack.
Okay, so this is how it ended. This is how it ended for us. After the Black Book thing, I had told him he needed to publicly apologize to you. whatever he did to you, whatever he's trying to make it out to be, and this narrative about you being overly sexually aggressive, which we know is a lie, because Cornelius is with the shits. He needed to publicly apologize, and he was like, no. And I was just like, all right, well, I think my girl did her thing. She had to do what she had to do. This is what she means by people not protecting Black women. And I'm like, you over here, I guess whenever you get the chance on the show to try to make it seem like Camille is the best thing since sliced bread, and you over here trying to get away from her. So he, got off the phone with me, and so he came back. Like, he finally told me and was like, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and ride this out with Camille. I really would like for you to respect this and our situation. And I was like, oh.
Something. When y'all were talking, when y'all were like dating or whatever, did he ever say anything nice about me, like at all?
Yeah, so he definitely was like that. You were beautiful. He would definitely date you. His issue was that he just felt like you and Corey had too much of a connection. So
okay, hold on, y'all. Pause. Some people are coming in late and they're trying to figure out what's going on. So what's going on is basically, Courtney was on live. I was watching it, minding my business. I just finished doing my show, Our Ages and Stages. And sweetie, tell me your name. Your first name.
I'm Alex.
Okay. And then Alex and Courtney are friends. Alex added, and she basically came on. They've known each other for years. And she said, hey, I want to know, like, hey, I've been friends with Corey for a long time. His tears in that situation was surprising. And I wanted to know, when was the reunion filmed? And Courtney told her it was filmed around November 7th. And she was like, that's really interesting, because at the time I too was dating Cornelius. And we went on an out-of-town trip around 2 weeks later, like November 20th. So that's what we're talking about. And the fact that he had been telling
was the show real? Like,
he had been telling her that the show wasn't real. His situation with Camille wasn't real, but that he basically just had to write it out until the last episode, and that then the two of them could be like a public relationship and continue to date. And at the time, she also, Alex, you were, or not just at the time, Alex, currently, you have connections in media and entertainment. And basically, it sounds like one of the advantages of dating you is you got him into special events like the Soul Train Awards.
Well, Soul Train Awards, he came to an event, with a private event when I was with Maya, hosting an event with Maya. He did another red carpet that I invited him to. Whatever interviews that he was going to be put on, of course, anything that I had or what have you. And then he was like, well, I want to do an interview with you. Like, I'm ready to take, after the whole Black Book situation, he was just ready to really beat his chest. And I'm just like, bro, like, you need to pump your brakes, because a lot of the stuff you're trying to say ain't for real. But mind you, again, like, this is why we ended up talking, with me standing up for Courtney. And then now all of a sudden he was like, I'm going to just ride this wave out with Camille. Let me just finish this out with her. I'm going to just focus on this. And I was like, so wait, like, after our little situation,
is that when you figured out that him and Camille must be dating for real?
Well, this is what I'm about to find out. So okay. He was like, so I was like, well, what about, all the little stuff that we did? And he was just like, well, if we had sex, maybe this will be a different decision.
Girl, bye.
Stop.
And I was like, my nigga, like, you good. I'm good.
When did he say that?
This was like after the Black Book situation and me standing up for you. Now all of a sudden it was like a whole 360. Like,
we're talking. Like, I did not even know that.
It was not. I mean, like, it was, to me, this was just somebody that was trying to come up in the industry. He would happen to get on a show, and I mean, I know Corey, so to me it was like, all right, you had a great opportunity. He was like, this opportunity, I'm hoping, will open doors for acting, for media.
If y'all would have taken it to another level, y'all would have been together.
No.
What's the implication?
I feel like he was going to compare the sex that he's having with Camille to if we had sex.
Wait. So you think they're intimate?
What do you mean, think?
Hold on.
Where's my rosary?
Where is my tequila?
What are you, y'all stressing me out because I'm sitting here like, I'm in real life and y'all in crazy land. And I'm like, bruh, they had sex in like September.
How do you know?
Oh,
Well, because before I lay down with anybody, I just kind of want to know what's good. So I was like, did you have sex with anybody on the show?
and he said what?
He was like, yeah, you know, me and Camille, they done it.
Girl, bye.
What? Why are y'all doing all, like y'all being dramatic for me? Like,
Okay, this is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
This is a lot.
again, my understanding that Cornelius, when we were even talking, was I never said I was waiting for sex to have marriage to have sex. I'm waiting to get to know someone before I have sex. So he was trying to get to know me too. I was like, no, my nigga, like I'm not here for it. So he was already bumping, or he had bumped Miss Thing. He wanted to, I guess he wanted to know how that thing worked.
But in New York, y'all did not sleep together.
Oh,
y'all didn't have sex in New York.
We didn't. Yeah, we kissed. You know, we had a great time. It was like, oh, you know, like lovey-dovey stuff.
Funny, hold on. I have to interject. I interview really quick. I did an interview with Sincerely Sincerely B_BB. And in the interview, sent me a request to be a part of my interview. And he's kind of like, yeah, I'm out of New York. I was like, who is it? He turns the camera around and he shows me Cornelius. And I'm like, okay, what's up, Cornelius? Like, I don't remember when this was, but he shows me the camera. And then he kind of swiped over you. And I was like, who's that?
Oh yeah, when we was at Melba's, when we were eating.
He shows the camera. I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know you were representing or what you were doing. And then he was like, yeah, she's managing us. She's our publicist, whatever. I was like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't even think nothing. I didn't put two and two together. I didn't think nothing of it.
I wasn't thinking nothing of it either. All I'm thinking is like, wow, this is a lot for them to have to really try to keep the celebrity down. I mean, I'm not gonna get that was too much, y'all. Sorry, not the celebrity down, but to kind of keep the cool
story going
while the show is on. I mean, even when we went to the Soul Train Awards to like get checked in, there were like people who recognized them. They were like, "Oh my God, that's Cornelius from Ready to Love." And I was just like, "Oh yeah." So you know,
did he enjoy it?
Sometimes like I could tell when Cornelius was getting like his head big and he's like feeling like somebody. I was like, oh, you got a little fan, you know. But we met like some cool people, and everybody was trying to get into the Soul Train Awards, so we wasn't nobody.
Absolutely, girl. I would have loved to come.
I would have loved to come.
Me and my boyfriend, me and she. But
well,
no.
I always say come with us next time. You can come with me
Thank
next
you.
time. But I got all the information, you know, how to get in, how to get tickets and things like that. So that was great for at the time for us too. Like, yo, we got people, you know, BT information, so now we can definitely come back. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I think that the
do you feel used?
I mean, right now, because I'm like, I feel like maybe after I get off of here, I'll like process all of this. But I did not feel used because
not at the time, yeah.
Not at the time, because all I'm thinking like Camille's not attractive, like she's not pretty. I mean, I know I'm serving and I'm giving, so yeah, he just, you know, met the love of his life. Like, yeah, you about to level up, boo. Yeah. So all I'm thinking is like, I'm sorry that you even had to have, you know, be side by side with her to look like a relationship, because that's not a girl that you want to like give you your clout, because she ain't that girl. You're not that girl.
Here's what I'm trying to like kind of figure out. Basically, is that it sounds like at least what he was pitching to you is he was using Camille to get himself as far as he could on the show, as well as to further his career.
Well, he did not like what was happening to Camille, because a lot of her stuff was negative. Like all of her shots being fired at her were not making him look good. So I won't even say he was really using her. He was just kind of like well, they're going to want to interview me. They're going to want to interview me. And when I get my opportunity to interview, like, I'll be able to clear everything up. So at the time, he was really telling Camille, pipe down, stop being on your Instagram every day, stop talking shit about the other cast members, take that post down. And then I kind of started looking at her page and was like, yo, and I would let him know, like, she's bugging out again. Like, you let her know to stop posting stuff. And I was like, she's already posting like you guys are in a relationship. He was like, yeah, I know. He was like, I don't know why she's making it seem as though like we're already together. So that's
so you were aware of her, but you were led to believe that it was just for TV. It was not a real life situation, and it was something that it was to further his career.
He said she was catching so much fire. He just wanted to be there to support her through the scrutiny and people coming out. I mean, I'm thinking like, oh, they cool, they friends, they.
That's interesting because he didn't want to do the same for Courtney.
Alex, when he was like. When he said on Simone's live, he was like, "Oh, I only liked Courtney for a week, or we only talked for a week, but I knew since day one I wanted Camille." Was that something he told you too, or what did he tell you?
He was like, "I wish people would understand that I did like Zadia."
Oh,
yeah. He was like, he was actually going in more direction as Zadia, and then Zadia shut him down. So his last best choice.
Interesting.
So he likes Zadia more than Camille?
Yes. He thought he was pretty. She was prettier. He actually thought you were pretty. Let me put it. You were number one. Period. He would have left the show with you, but apparently, I guess you and Corey seem to be close, and him and Corey are friends. So then he tried to go over to Zadia. Then he said he liked to see her. So I was like, okay. I was like, so
hold on. But I gotta ask, girl. I gotta ask obvious. But if Courtney's your homegirl and you've known Courtney for a while, why would you want to talk to somebody who Courtney on the show had an interest in? Like, were you already clear with Courtney that was done, or?
I'm thinking the show is fake.
Got you.
They had to show who they were attracted to.
Okay, because that's what he's telling you.
Yes. So
talked in like, I mean, before I started filming the show in July.
Whoever Pink Culture is, she asked me, was I still talking to him if she just came into the live and caught the last part.
Talked to you in like 8 months. And when I say talk, people are like, oh, you're friends. Like when I post something on my story, when I post something on my page, you show love, you drop comments, you might text me and be like, hey girl, what's up? But we have not seen each other in like 8 months. Yeah. I'm busy. I was filming for the show.
Like I remember when you came to work and you were like, y'all, I just came back. I was like, came back from where?
Filming for the show. I was working my career job, working at Rosewater Night, and I'm a full-time mother. Like I have 4 things going on. So yeah, I don't think people understand. I have about 100 girlfriends in DC alone. So I can't keep up with all y'all.
We don't a lot, like we don't try to lock each other up like, oh my God, bitch, you ain't called me in 5 days. Like we genuinely know we are out here grinding. So if I don't speak to you for a little while and I know that this show was something that you were definitely, having to promote, having to deal with, I just was like, when my baby calls me, she'll call me. When she's ready to talk, we're gonna go get drinks. It's never nothing where I'm like, oh my God, like no.
All right, so I'm sorry, I did not mean to interrupt, but I just needed to clarify a few things because, like, I spent a week and an hour and a half. I did an interview with him, so I just wanted to make sure my understandings were correct.
Well, I mean, he straight up lied. I mean, it was disgusting to watch because when he was like the Holy Spirit and God, and that's how I'm led by.
Hold on. So let's do this. Look, hold on. Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
Alex, girl, I need to call you because this is a lie.
Yeah, call me. I'm like, I don't talk like you. I would never tell anything to you like.
No, this is a lie, and I was not expecting this. I was just hopping on live, just seeing how the reunion's going. So I'm about to call you. I'm about to call you.
So I just want to confirm and just be very clear on my answer to you, girl, that no, the show is not fake. Unfortunately, I think what happened to you is that he liked you and he liked a cast member at the same time. And in order to balance to date the both of you at the same time, that's kind of what he said. And unfortunately, you know, it worked. And don't feel stupid. Don't feel bad, honestly, because as the show is going, like, you don't know what's happening. You don't know how things, you know, result in the end. And I've had friends before who have dated guys who have done reality TV. They have told them the same thing. This was fake, or they say, oh, that was filmed a long time ago. So
Okay.
to answer your question, no, not only is it not fake, there are real relationships that come out. You've got Aisha and Dante from this
Yes,
season.
right, yes, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you had relationships from the last season, and otherwise.
My thing though, like for the ones who actually have real relationships, these are people who are not chasing, trying to get a come up and trying to be actors and trying to get on award shows. Like Dante is not out here trying to be an actor. He's
Sure.
not promoting that. Like, so that's why I feel like there is a real connection there. I feel like it was very clear to me that Cornelius was like, oh my gosh, I'm ready for my interviews. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. I'm ready for the next thing. And he just wanted Camille to just kind of simmer down with how she was making things look. And so I was just like, well, as soon as this show is over and, you know, this is all done with, then we can continue on and keep doing our thing. But that little black book situation, I guess that's where God wanted it to be revealed to me. And, you know, him trying to going on you.
All right,
y'all.
last thing. Yeah, I know we got to go. You're obviously a beautiful girl. You're articulate and so forth. Do you think your connection to the media and the industry was one of an asset as far as like what he saw about you? Like, did he enjoy the connections? Did it seem like
I feel like we were genuinely attracted to each other, just like anybody who meets, just like we meet in DC, hang out.
Because you ain't ugly.
Thank you. So the media stuff, I was just looking at it like, oh, well, this would just be good for whenever I have something come up, I can let you know. But yeah, I'm just baffled. I'm just sitting here. I'm just laughing. Like I'm laughing like the rest of y'all. I'm sitting here like, oh, this is a mess. He looked crazy. He looked retarded. And like you felt, Courtney, like I'm so happy that I wouldn't talk to no weak man if this is truly who he is. Like he had to ask our pastors about what he should do. But I just thought it was just like the craziness of the limelight. But girl, like.
And are you hurt? Are you fed up? Like what made you decide to
I think
speak up today?
Because I am a person of faith, but I don't try to sit up here and act like I'm a virgin. But for somebody to sit up here and tell me like I'm not trying, well, I mean, maybe I would have made a different decision if I would have maybe had sex with you. Like that's the only part that was just like, oh, you're corny, like you're whack, and yeah, that was just corny. Because I think at the end of the day, if I, just know this, Camille is aware. She does know. You know, we all had it wasn't like a conversation, but Camille knows about me, and she still is continuing to want to be with him. So at this point, it's like maybe they just want to get their notoriety because she definitely knows.
Okay.
You know, and I've learned to not touch relationships. Maybe it's an open one. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, you two girls, y'all have a phone call.
Like
I love y'all. It was nice to meet you, Simone. You are beautiful.
Thank you. So are you.